Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mix Media. I hope you are all well today. It is prompt number 5 for the hashtag Defemember hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara of 49 Dragonflies. If I ever forget to say that at the beginning of my video, it's because I am batch making some videos today. Because on this day when you're watching this, I will be driving up to Massachusetts with my dad. So, snippet roll and woven flowers. I haven't really thought about this one much. Snippet roll, that's not too hard. I will probably use, a lot of times the snippet roll is done with fabric, but it could be paper and fabric, however you want it to be. There's no rules. I think I'm going to use some of my scraps. I don't think I got any fabric. I'm going to go grab some fabric pieces. I'm going to mix it up. So I've got this tablecloth that I bought at a thrift store at some point. I think I'm going to use the flowers off of this. I don't love the color of these flowers. It's the problem. So let's see if I can change them up some. So I'm going to cut out a few and be right back. Alright, I'm going to start by trying some inks. I've only cut out 2 so far, but you know, we'll see if the inks work to just change this gray to more of a blue. And so far, yes, that seems to be just what I needed to not have gray flowers. I don't mind the black outline. And I also have this scorched timber, and I was like, well, if I do it from high enough, just to get some, because I'm doing kind of brown and blue, are the pieces of fabric that I found. Alright, I think that was successful. Also, that's kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to do that on some pages. I'm gonna cut out some more of these. I'm going to take out some of my pages from my journal, and I am going to do that. I really like that. I like that even better than the flowers, to be honest. Alright, so I'm not even going to cut them apart. I am just going to spray on the flowers and get the pattern through the woven flowers, and so that will possibly be my woven flower part of the prompt, will be the page. Fingers crossed. Also, I've just made this more appealing to me. I think it was the black didn't bother me as much as the gray I didn't like, but now I'm more likely to use that piece. Do I dare? Should I just leave it on there for a minute? I'm going to dry it first a little bit, so because I don't want it to like all spread, because it's not a very porous surface under there, and I'm a little worried. So I'm going to use my heat dryer and dry this for a minute and be right back. All right, you ready for the reveal? I didn't do it without ya. There we go. I love it. I'm going to do that on some more papers. Alright, so now we have this nice background, and a lot of times the chipped sapphire has like this purpley tone to it because it's on this like cardstock color, this, you know, the cardboard kind of color, it neutralized it to be more of a navy blue, like what I like. So I'm loving that. And let's go ahead and do some scorched timber, just some splatters. I do it from high up so that I can get them just splattery further apart. So that's why I do that. Alright, I'm going to set this aside to dry. I am going to clean up my area here. And I'm going to take a piece of fabric. Your snippet roll can be as wide or as narrow as you want it to be. I think mine's going to end up being like a page edge. So I'm just going to kind of tear this down the middle. And this will be kind of like my base piece. So I don't mind if this shows behind. And if I end up with 2, that's good too. One could be a little bit thinner. I don't know. But I'll at least make one. I'm trying not, you know, I'm trying to keep the video short. So I've got some denim. Love denim. That's always a winner. And I'm just going to, like I said, I think a snippet roll, in my opinion, a snippet roll can be either fabric or paper or both. It's basically just taking snippets of your pieces, of your scraps, and putting them on however you want. I mean, you want to put them like across all the, like, you know, like bigger pieces up and down, you totally can. You want to do smaller pieces, it's totally up to you. Just like I said, you're putting little snippets and then either gluing them or sewing them. You do not have to have a sewing machine. I may very well use a sewing machine. If I feel like getting it out. I don't know if I'll feel like getting it out or not. All right, and then I've got this. This was from like a vintage quilt. I just like the little bits. Whoops, I like this fabric here especially. So I'll use this longer one in the middle maybe and overlap a little bit. You don't have to overthink it. I will totally overthink it, in case you're wondering. Overthinking, it's what some of us do best. Get a little piece of that on top of there, and just pull that off of there. Do that little piece there. You do not have to have your snippet roll be coordinated. They could be all different little bits. They could have, you could just do, you know, different all the way up and down. You don't even have to have any, you don't have to have any coordination. There's no rules about that. Do I want a third one of those? Maybe like a long, narrow piece, just to go like that. Ooh, I don't mind that. I think I had little bits of lace somewhere too. Ooh, these are sitting here. I pulled those out of the drawer earlier. Ooh, I'm gonna use some milk thingamabobs on my snippet roll because I've got them and I haven't been using them, and I want to use them. And then we've got the woven flowers, so I could totally, they need to get dried, but have some of these even sticking out here and there. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, they could even kind of be part of the, do the bigger one in the middle. Like I said, I think I need to have it dry first, but that's okay. All right. My fan is blowing something and it's making a noise. All right, where was this? It looks fine without it. I don't have to put it in there. It's fine. All right. I am going to glue all these down probably with a little bit of Fabri-Tac so that it will stay. And then I'll be right back. You want to see how I go about gluing this down? Well, I'm just going to kind of go bottom piece, next piece. Now if I do want to sew it, then I don't want to put my bottle caps on yet because I think they're going to be too thick. So I will, and I'll have to let it dry since I'm using the Fabri-Tac, but that's okay too. Just don't forget where you put your pieces, you know. Oops, that was loud and uncalled for. Just saying. I know this one's gonna actually be pretty. It's not gonna make sense in my trash journal, but that's all right. We can have pretty things in our trash journal too. I do like this the freedom of not worrying about if it's pretty or not, but also I don't mind if it's pretty either. I'm like, I'm all for pretty. Pretty is nice. All right, that needs to dry, and then I'm gonna sew it, and then I'll be back. Should we do one that we mix with paper too? I mean, because if I gotta sew one, I might as well sew two, right? So let's go ahead and just, in this one, I'm not gonna lay out first. I am just going to glue down my bits as I go. Oh, I might have done that one backwards. That's okay. We can have denim be backwards. It's all good in the neighborhood. So these are going to go with that one, don't forget. All right, and we can use this one. Has some blue. Oh, and it's got some of that green that I'm using here too. So that's nice. This one has more of the green. So yeah, you don't have to like think about it. You can not think about it. Always work. All the ways. Hey, we got these apothecary labels out here still. Let's stick one of those in there because why not? Where did my other fabric go? I know I had more fabric. What? Can we? Probably. Still a little damp, but that's all right. And don't need the whole piece going up and down. Just kind of do this. And what's funny is some people will prefer one and some will prefer the other, probably. They both have their merits. Ah! Good. Get some more of this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't have the other blue fabric. Could even use, sometimes if I'm going to sew it, I will just use glue stick just to keep it down until I sew it. I'm not sure exactly why I'm doing it this way this time. I just am. I just am. There's a tea bag over here. Should we put that on? We've got that on the first. Twinnings. Drink in Life. Oh, I like that. The other one I used that side. This one we're going to use Drink in Life. Because we can. Oh, and then there's also, I remember now, because I thought it would have been perfect to use for the layered tag, is in my scraps from Patty, my scraps partner. There's a piece of, here it is. I'm pretty sure that it's a dryer sheet, but it would work nicely as some fabric. Let's see, we got that orange in that, so we'll just take this little orange piece here and cut it into a couple pieces. It adds some nice texture. Don't know which side is, don't really matter. Why are you overthinking a piece of dryer sheet? I don't know, I just am. I just am. But there's some orange in this fabric, so it'll work. It will work. I don't want them too close together either. Oh, do we want some more denim? Because we had the denim, even if it was backwards. Could even use the denim as your base. It's all about that base. No trouble. Okay, I'm gonna put this down at the end here. That was a nice sound. Like that one, Eddie? Okay. Sometimes your glue talks to you. Sometimes my glue talks to me anyway. Alright, so we got that piece there and maybe two smaller pieces up around. Yep, that'll work. This, can you see? No, you can't see. I'm out of range. Sorry. But, you know, when you're not overthinking it, that can happen. Also, this gives you an idea of snippet roll can be anything and everything. It's just snippets. Little snippets of stuff that you glue on. Now, if you're not going to sew it, you're going to want to glue them better than I did. I just glued the middles to hold them on until I sew it, and because this is Fabri-Tac, I need to wait for it to totally dry before I sew it, or I'm going to have really sticky, icky kind of needle happening. So I guess I will make the next video and merge these afterwards, right? I'll be back in just a second for you. Okay, I have sewn, whoops, sorry. I've sewn my snippet rolls. This is what this one looks like. I kind of did, you know, well, actually I forgot it was on the zigzag. So we've got the zigzag going down and then two straight lines just kind of all messily going up and down. And then this one, I did like a straight stitch all the way down the middle, just kind of hold everything down, and then did a zigzag stitch here and there on the sides. I have to wash my hands, I know. And then I can decide how I want to use this. Do I want to use, oh sorry, I wanted to use it on the side, right? But I don't mind if there's like an extra piece. Alright, here's the problem. I didn't measure did not measure beforehand, but some of my pages are longer, right? This can be as long as the book or longer than the book. And actually, it doesn't even have to be on this page, does it? Let's find some pages. Don't look at that. That's tomorrow. let's find some pages to put this on. All right, I think this is one of my longest pages. It's still a little bit on the tall side. So I'm going to cut this off down here. I'm not worried about the stitching because when I glue it down, that will hold the stitching on. Also, wanted to add our milk tab thingies. I never use them. I want to use them more, and so I'm really glad that I thought to use them in here. That makes me happy. All right, let's just go ahead and glue this on here. I know it's kind of pretty for this journal, but that's okay. I mean, it's pants. This was pants, and this was an old quilt, and that was just scraps from my grand quilts. So there's that. All right, let's go ahead and glue these milk bottle cap thingies onto our flowers. So this was snippet, roll, and woven flowers. I'm gonna just do the middle in case I ever want to tuck something poking out of there. I can. And we use the flowers that we, I'm missing a nut cap. Here it is. The flowers that I had tested, I used those on here too. Cut one of them in half, and one of them was a little bit more than half in the first place. So I like it. Do you guys like that? I think it's really cute. So that one's probably my preferred one. The other one's fine too. Let's see. Ooh, should we stick it on this? So this one, I don't really, do I want to cover the Ritz? Putting on the Ritz. Oh, no, we cut the, well, let's see. That is gonna, eventually, something's gonna happen with that. Ooh, I like that that sticks out and shows. That makes, what else sticks out that I can maybe put this on? Maybe this bacon? Bacon my heart. Don't go bacon my heart. Couldn't if I tried. Okay, so then we lose. Okay, we'll go off the page on this one too. Why not? Just gonna try to rip it to the, there we go. Or we can cut it in half. Should we do that? If we cut it in half, we can use it in a couple places. Maybe we'll do that. I'm just gonna have to cut it. It's got all those, but I just don't want it to be perfectly straight. We're just gonna hack at it, and then we won't have to worry about it looking good. Let's see. All right, so these may just get used. Well, they could be. You know, let's just stick that one there, and it'll stick out the top up here. There we go. And then the other one we'll use towards the front more. And, oh, maybe even on the opposite side. We're not losing too much of the... We still see the pie. Okay, as long as we still see the pie, that's the important part. I was in the mood for pumpkin pie, so we had pumpkin pie before Thanksgiving. There we go. And that is how we're looking right now. So there is our snippet roll and woven flowers with a bonus paper. The bonus paper, where did it go? With the bonus paper on the back of the bacon paper. So yeah, you can't see the other side because that's tomorrow's video. You know, just he's there. He's under there, our beloved visitor. All right, I hope you are enjoying this series and watching all the people and liking and subscribing and doing all the things. Thanks for watching. Have a delightful day. I love you.